Here we go. Right. Hello, everyone. It's Brenda Miller, and we're here in New Jersey. I think all of us are here. And we are doing one of each of the projects from the February Paper Pumpkin Kit called Sweet Springtime. So we are very excited to get started. Got a bunch of people on Zoom here, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight maybe, hopefully. Here, let's do it this way. Spotlight for everyone. There we go. So here I am, and now I have to do my desktop, which is what I meant to do. Here we go. All right, so we are going to unbox our kit. So I already showed an unboxing video, which I did on my Facebook Live because I wanted people to check it out. But so here's my stuff. So we'll do that. But I did pull out our little instruction sheet. So that's in the back of your package. But you don't need it right now because I'm going to walk you through everything. So it includes this adorable stamp set. Now remember, this sheet is in your kit that you can then fold in half and then slide your little stamp set into. But how cute is the little bunny? I love the Happy Easter and time greetings. And I'm actually going to make some baby cards tonight. I'm going to be subbing those in because I happen to need some baby cards. So, but I love the daffodil. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, cute, cute, cute Easter stamp set to have on hand. So always good to have that. Then we have some twine and we have some tear and tape. And this is for the little box that we're going to make. I'm going to mute everybody only because I'm getting some feedback. There we go. Let's see. Maybe it'll stop. Okay, excellent. But if you need to talk, just go ahead, chime in. Just turn yourself off mute. Then we're going to make, I have my little card samples there, so don't look at that. So then we have, I didn't show you, but it's the Early Espresso Spot. It's a great basic color to have. We may already have one, those of us who've been doing this a while. But then we have our dimensionals, and then we have just some plain white matte dots, which are always good. You could use them on anything, but you use, I think they use 5 on each of the 2 cards. So now we're going to go through what we have, and we're going to make our piles, okay? So I'm going to put my box away, and we'll go through that. So our first card base is actually, it's a different shape than we usually have, okay? And I just love the little daisies, always good to have. And this goes with card number 2, okay? So that goes in your card number 2 pile. All right, got some extra little boxes on my screen here. There we go. And so then you put your other ones to the side. Next, we have our little box that we're going to make. And wasn't that nice of them? Everything is already pre-scored. And we'll just be folding that. And that's our project number 3, our box. So then you can take your extra boxes and put them aside. Next, we have a sheet of we have a wreath and a daffodil and some grass. So let me show you how we're going to punch this out. So let's start with the center. And that center daffodil is going to go to card number 1. We haven't taken our base out yet, but just go ahead and put that in your card number 1 pile. Next, we're going to punch out the wreath. And this pretty wreath, I love when a wreath is already made for me because wreaths are so pretty when they have multiple things on them. But to make a wreath with multiple things on them requires some skill and attention, and patience, which is what I'm lacking most of. So I never get a good wreath, but this is a cute wreath, and this wreath goes with card number 2. So that goes to pile number 2. Now this is tricky. It's not really tricky. I'm going to show you the trick. This is actually a frame. So we are punching out. So this grass does not separate from the outer edge. So let me show you what the frame looks like. So all of this is the inside that is going to get thrown away. Okay, so we are making this frame. See how this is the frame? So we've got the grass down here, and don't forget to poke out any of the little pieces in the grass. But you want to get rid of that inside. Okay, so now this becomes trash. Get that away, recycle it. And this frame goes with card number 1. Okay, still don't have our base yet for card number 1, but we'll get there. And then you can take the other sheets that you have of these die cuts and put them aside. Okay, everybody get that with the frame? We good with that? Yeah, okay, good. All right, and then we have some envelopes. This was very nice of them to include these special long envelopes, which go with card number 2, but we can put them aside for now because we're not actually going to do anything with them. But I love that it has the inside. It has the pattern. And how we finally get to the card base for card number 1. So that's what this is. And I'm just going to slide it under the other pieces that we've already put with card number 1, which is the daffodil and that frame. Okay, so this is what my card number 1 pile looks like now. So the extra card bases then can go to the side for another day. And then we get to some more envelopes, and these envelopes go with their standard size card, but this has a pretty petal pink inside, which goes perfectly with the card. So you can put all those aside, but they're very nice. And then we get to our last sheet of die cuts. So we're going to work from the little chickadees. We're going to punch that out, the little chickadees. And these chickadees in their frame are going to go with card number 2. And we actually have an extra little, this is the bunny and the chick together. So we only need one of these right now. Okay, we're just going to make one, and it goes with the box on project number 3. All right. These 4 daffodils are going to go with card number 1. So go ahead and punch those out carefully. Mine are sticking today a little bit. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Total of, in your card number 1 pile, we have 5 daffodils punched out because we punched out 1 in the first set, and then we just punched out 4 more. All right. Once we have that, see, people are still punching, so I'll wait a second. Grab my water. I love that we have an extra little bunny and chick. I think that's so cute. All right. Lynn, you got them all yet? You're on mute. So you can just give me a thumbs up when you're done. All right. I love the springness of this little, that's why it's called Sweet Springtime. All right. You good, Lynn? Thumbs up? No?
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so now let's punch out our banner. So our solid berry burst banner, you say that 3 times fast, goes with card number 1. And the other 2-tone banner is going to go with card number 2. And that, my friends, is everything that we have. So I'm going to put this aside, make a separate pile, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for our card number 1, where's my sample here? This is our end result that we're going for. So we're going to put Happy Easter or whatever you'd like. And we're going to be putting the daffodils on right on top of some of the daffodils that are already there and some in the grass. So it makes it kind of look like a 3D effect for the card, and just so sweet. So, so sweet. So take our card And we'll fold it in half, gives it a good crease with your scoring bone or your fingernail in my case. And then we're going to take the frame. And for the frame, we are just going to put a little bit of adhesive in each of the 4 corners. Now, if you want to do more than that, feel free. If you want to use wet adhesive, feel free. I'm just going to use my regular Stampin' Seal. And I should have my silicone mat, but all my mats are out on the tables ready for my classes that are happening tomorrow and Saturday. So they're already set up. And once you have just that little bit of adhesive in the 4 corners, you're just going to lay it down over the bunnies, the little seam that you have. And it just has a little bit of an edge on all 4 sides, as if we're doing a mat, except that the mat has a giant hole in the middle and some grass sticking up. So, quick and easy. It's very nice that they cut that all out for us. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and stamp our banner. Now the banner, they show it going this way. So if you take a look at it, so we're actually going to stamp Happy Easter up here. If you want, I guess you could do it this way, but they suggest doing it like this. And so the Happy Easter is just going to go on your block. And again, you can use something else if you want. I think the Happy Baby would fit there. But we'll do Happy Easter because it's so pretty. And I'm actually breaking one of my own rules, and I'm using this Happy Easter stamp set in our class tomorrow because number 1, I didn't have a nice Happy Easter. And number 2, we're also going to use in the class, we're going to use the little add-on with Love of Spring dies that were the add-on that you could have purchased at the beginning of the Paper Pumpkin quarter, which was January, February, and March. And if you missed out, you can always borrow mine, but you can look for something similar to happen in April, May, and June. So the dies will be available, should be available in April, just so you know. All right, so now that we have our Happy Easter and we have all of our little daffodils, we're going to go ahead and put lots of dimensionals on the back. Not that we're using so many dimensionals, just that there are a lot of things to put dimensionals on. So for the banner, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 just to make sure everything stays standing up as it should. So I've got 3 on the back of my banner, and I'm going to do 1 on the back of each of the daffodils. I'm just going to turn them all over and do it this way. So, well, of course, if you are hoarding your dimensionals or you want to maximize your use, you could always cut these in half if you wanted to, but they give us plenty, so there's no need for that. Unless that's something that you're interested in doing. All right. So
Are there 4 daffodils?
5 daffodils. 5.
Oh,
There
5, 1, 3. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
5 daffodils. So I'm going to go ahead and put my banner on first. So I'm going to peel off the backing. And what I love about this is that we are going to extend it past the edge of the frame. So it's actually overlapping the frame a little bit. So it gives it, you can really tell that it's 3-dimensional. All right, so that's where the banner goes, up at the top. And then we'll do our daffodils. Now the daffodils, there are a couple that match up with the flowers, and let's do those first so we make sure we get the right ones. So the first one is going to go on this daffodil right here. So it's going to go over the edge of the frame. And that one, there are a couple that can match, but it's a full daffodil. So it looks like this. Okay. When I say full daffodil, it's like I'm calling this one a half daffodil, even though it's really a full daffodil, but you can see how the center is sticking out. This is the full, and I'm just going to put it on the same angle as the one that's underneath it. And so that gives it that three-dimensional look. We'll do the same on the other side. This one is a half daffodil. We'll take the half daffodil and put it right over, and it covers up one of the bunny's ears, but it makes it look like the bunny's hiding in the grass and among the daffodils. So cute. And then the rest, we're just adding them to the bottom, and you can do this any way you want, but the way that they show it, and that's just what I'm going to do because, I'm a rule follower, so I like to do what they do. We're going to put one on an angle down here, and one covering up one of the feet over here, facing the other way, and the final one is next to that. So, so sweet. And I love how it shows that dimension. And I think anybody would be happy to get this card. Maybe we think of bunnies as being childish, but they also make us think of spring. So no need to worry. All right. And the last thing, of course, is to put our little dots on. Now you can do these any which way you want. Here's my take the pick tool. Always makes it easier. There are two different sizes of these, and so just mix them up. So I'm gonna not even really thinking too much about this. I'm gonna just do large one and then a small one, maybe another large one. And we want to make sure we get a couple down at the bottom. So we'll put a large one in the grass and another one over here. So not really too triangular here, but just kind of scattered. And because they're so subtle, they're sort of getting lost in the grass a little bit down here, but fun to have. Just some little extra accents.
This is so cute.
Right? I know you like bunnies, right?
I do.
So, so sweet. All right. So when you finish, just give me a thumbs up so I know. Excellent. Boy, that's fast. So we can move on to card number 2. Card number 2, super easy. This is going to be actually quite a quick class. Let's see. We are going to.
Brenda, I'm stepping away for a second, but I
Okay.
don't have these card bases because I used it with a class.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. Take your time. All right. So let's go ahead and let's stamp our greeting first. So we're going to stamp it on here, and this is the right way up, okay? You could also go the other way, but this is how they show it. So the banner, the back pieces are up as opposed to down. And this time they use the springtime greetings, but I'm going to use the welcome baby or whatever the baby one is. So I'm going to pull that out, switching it up because I need baby ones. 2 little babies that I want to give gifts to. The babies are each probably almost 6 months old. One of them's 3 months old and one of them's 5 months old. But I've been thinking about them and I have gifts for them. I just have to get my act together and get it over to them. All right. So early espresso, you'll stamp what you like, and I'm going to do welcome baby. Fits beautifully. I just thought this is just so sweet. Okay. So once you have that stamped, we are going to put the 3 little chicks. We're putting this down with dimensionals. And on the back of this, I'm going to put 5. I'm going to put 1 in each corner and 1 in the center. Because it is a pretty big element, I don't want it to squash down. It's just going to get put right in the center of the card front. We tend to call that we usually call these cards slimline because they are slim, tall and slim, or wide and slim, right? But this one's going to be tall and slim. There we go. So sweet. So sweet. Once you have that, we're just going to do our wreath. And our wreath is actually going to go on with regular adhesive. So you could use the dots that they provided. I didn't show those. I just automatically put them away. I actually use them sometimes on other projects, but I just find it easier to use my regular Stampin' Seal on the back of these. Now, notice that I'm only putting it on the back of the daffodils. I'm not doing adhesive along the side, and that's because I don't want it to stick to the card base. So this is actually going to get put right over the sweet little chicks. Oops. And I have it ready. So like I said, you don't want to have adhesive here along the sides, okay? And that's so that the card doesn't stay closed. There we go. You know, you might want to center yours better than I did because mine's hanging off the card edge a little bit, and we don't want that because then it won't fit into the envelope properly. So we just peel it up and start again. There we go. So this way it's not hanging off the edge. It was just a little bit, but just to be safe. Okay, once we have that, then we can put our little banner on, and the banner goes on with dimensionals. 1 and 2. Now, of course, you could put this anywhere, but they put it over the daffodils at the bottom of the wreath. And that's how that looks. And then, I didn't show you the card. And then they just put on the these dots. So I believe they put 5 on here. So let's see. I'll put 1. Just gonna scatter them. So I'll put 1 here. And 1 over there. And you can see I'm using mine as the sample because I thought about it earlier. So I don't want to have to think about it again. Not that it's hard to think about, but I like following directions. This makes it easier. There we go. So 5 little dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here to draw the eye around the card. I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna give this to the new baby girl. Her name is Alexandra. Like I said, she's 5 months old, but you know, better late than never. She can't wear what I bought her anyway. Yet she'll have to wait for summer. But it's really cute. All right, so give me a thumbs up when you finish that one. All right, terrific. All right, so let's move on to the last one, which is a little box. And check out how cute this box is. It's a little milk box. And let me tell you, if you're putting jelly beans or M&Ms or something in here, you need a lot. So You might want to put them in a little baggie or something and then stuff it in the box. Or you're gonna have to buy a whole lot of M&Ms. But super cute. This is what we're gonna make, and not difficult at all because everything is scored for us. So just go ahead, let's take a moment and just fold all the score lines on all the score lines, folding them into the center of the box. And you can see I'm just quickly going. I'm not spending a whole lot of time. And the very top edge, there are dots that you need to poke out. And you're going to want to do that and make sure that they go away. Did you have any tips for this, Lois, from when you did this with your friends?
No, because we didn't do this one. I just used
Oh.
the card base for that middle one.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
So I've got nothing.
Yeah. That's okay.
Once again, I've got nothing for you.
I forgot what you meant. Yeah. I was thinking you did a paper pumpkin class, but you didn't. No. That's Allison. Allison
Yes.
does them in advance. So the very top one, I'm just folding back because eventually that is how we're going to fold them. And the only tricky thing is, you see where I'm going to show you on the reverse side. Yeah, can you see that? There are the two V's. Now we've made milk boxes before, so you know what's going to happen is that we're going to, be folding them like so. So just it's going to be hard to get it to crease all the way, and you don't have to. We just want to make sure that when we get to that point that it kind of knows where it's supposed to go. So I'm just kind of folding them in. See how I'm doing that? Just pinching it really. And there's even a little pinch part up at the top. So they've really done a lot for us. So once you've, folded on all the lines, we're going to flip it over and put it down on our desktop with the extra edge over here on the left side. And this is just to keep us on the same frame when we're going through where we're going to put some adhesive. The adhesive we're going to use for this is the tear and tape. Love, love, love tear and tape for any 3D items. It's nice and strong, easy to work with. And we're going to tear off a piece and put it right on to that extra strip over here. And you're just going to place it down, and you can tear it. I'm going to just cut it just because then this way I get it right to the edge, which I want to do. Okay, and then you're just going to press it so that the adhesive part sticks, and that when we peel off the backing, the adhesive part stays down. And then we're also going to put a piece here. So it's on the 1, 2, 3rd panel at the bottom. So that large flap at the bottom, we are going to, I'm just going to tear it this time. I'm not so concerned. And we're going to put it right here. So we've done 2 pieces of tear and tape, one over here and one at the bottom of the 3rd panel. Once you get that done, give me a thumbs up so that I know. So I don't want to move on until we have that. So, anytime we have a 3D thing, it takes a little extra effort. What I liked about the box, though, is that we didn't have to really seal it. You're just closing it with the twine. And so that way I didn't put anything in it yet. So, all right. So we're all good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the box and we're going to flip it over and put it on our desktops so that that extra strip is over off to the right. Okay, it's on the right-hand side. And then we are going to put a strip of tear and tape at the bottom here. So if you're working from the left, the 1, 2, 3, 4th panel at the very bottom, or you can think of it, it's the panel that is next to the extra strip. Okay, so we're putting that right there. So here we go. It's all white, so it's hard to see, but there we have that. And that's all we're going to do with the tear and tape for the box. All right. So now that we have that, what I want you to do is just remove the backing on that extra strip. The extra strip I've been talking about. Okay. And then we're going to fold that in and just lay everything flat. So you can see I folded it in. And all we're going to do is fold the box in half. And look at this. You're just going to close the box. Press it down and voila. Nice and easy. Make sure it makes it line up perfectly just by doing that. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you got that done. All right. Okay. So now we're going to work with the bottom of the box. So the two longer pieces, both have adhesive on them. So we're going to take the smaller ones and fold them down. And then we're going to put one of those flaps down and remove our little backing. I like to use my take your pick tool, it makes it easy. And you're also going to remove the backing on the other one. Okay, so that you're going to fold one in and then fold the other one over. And it's perfectly sealed and it's going to stay together. It is that easy. Oh, very fun. So obviously the next step is to fill your box. You don't want to make it too full because you want it to close nicely. So don't fill it past the fold line down here. It's on the inside. And once you're ready, let's go ahead and take our twine and cut. And well, they say 18 inches. I did 14 inches and I had plenty. So that's up to you. Remember, you can use the ruler on the side of your instructions. In case people are watching that don't know, there's a ruler on the inside of the instructions. And if you go the whole length, that's 18 inches. But like I said, I actually did 16 and still cut off 2 inches. So that's where I got 14. Only because the rest I end up wasting. I just trim it and then I can't use it. So, because then I have all these little pieces and it's not helpful. So you have your twine and you have your box. And all we're going to do is pinch the box where on the two sides that have the V or the upside down V. You're going to push on those sides and you're bringing together the scalloped edge at the top. Okay. And it is cut so well that all those little dots line up perfectly. Well, first time I did it, I didn't realize how many dots there were that we had to punch out. So that's why I made sure that we did that. That's probably the only tip I can give you that on this whole kit is that we punch those first. And then when they're all lined up, you're just going to thread through the twine and tie a bow on one of the sides. Doesn't matter which side, whichever side you do it on, that becomes the front. And because they line up so perfectly, it makes it so easy. I said to myself, how come I can never get it to do this? Like when I use dies or whatever, this is just absolutely perfect.
I'm still struggling trying to find the end of the twine.
Oh no. Oh,
I'm just going to cut
Yeah, that's what I end up doing, you know. That's so frustrating, right?
It is.
Yeah. This time when I got it, there was a piece sticking out. I could see it. So I didn't even have to like think about it. But yeah,
I had to cut mine.
you did.
Yeah,
Oh,
and usually I find it, so,
yeah.
oh well.
Well, I don't think I have to spend much time on this, but you wonderful bow tires are going to do a much better job than I do. But you're just tying a bow whenever you get it. I do find, I wonder if this is a different twine. This is different twine that than we normally have. I find it a little easier to work with. It's a little softer. I think it's a slightly different color. So it's not our usual linen thread. It is actually a twine of some kind. So, and again, I'm just going to trim it a little bit. So even at 14 inches, it was more than I needed. That is how our box closes. And again, we don't have to tie knots or anything. It stays nicely. And the final thing, whenever you feel like it, is to take your little bunnies and chick and put it at the bottom of the front with dimensionals so that they pop up a little bit. And it's just an adorable little box that you could put candy in or whatever. You could put little treats in, put jewelry in. Oh, speaking of jewelry, I got a new bracelet today to show everybody. You know, it's almost St. Patrick's Day, so I got my bracelet. Isn't that fun?
Oh, Miller?
What's that? Oh, Miller, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody
Very
thinks I'm Irish anyway, so I just go with it.
Yeah. Well, that's true with your coloring.
Yes, everybody thinks I am. They just assume I am. I am not. It's okay. All right, so how did we do? Everybody get
Okay.
those? Yeah?
Right? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So let's take a look at some fun projects. I have to say this month, there were a ton. Everybody was posting alternative projects. So it was really fun to do the research for it. Let me get this going. And escape and share my screen. I can show you. Here. From the beginning. There you go. Sharing my screen, yes. Okay. It took a little while. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is our lovely Allison.
I watched this one today as
Did
about
you?
yes.
Yeah. It's
I
love.
watched it.
I love watching her. I love listening to her, you know,
Yes.
with her British accent. So
That's
that's
very cute.
our lovely Allison. And all she did, look, she cut up everything. All the envelopes, right? Or it could have been the card bases actually. And then the long and skinny card base. She used as the background on this one, and just so sweet. These are the daffodil stamps. So she cut them out and I'm sorry, she stamped them and then cut them into little squares. And the bunny and the chick are also. And there she is, her extras. So that's always so much fun. Next one, how simple is this?
Ooh,
Took
that's
it and
fun.
they
Pretty.
added the little butterfly. Perfect springtime greetings, right?
Mhm.
And it uses the berry burst. So that's Anne Marie. Another fun one. And she went ahead and she actually put them, this is she does a lot of really neat stuff. She embossed the different papers. So she not only just used them, but she then embossed them. Happy Easter. And I love the way that she tucked it in right there. So very fun. This one, sorry, it's a little blurry. I have no idea why this one came out a little blurry, but I like the way that she made a brown bunny. Because not all bunnies are white, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess the ones on the cards are brown, but I don't know. Just thought that was pretty cute. Cut them out and made good use of her daffodils. So this is a one of our artisan designers, and she had made this, and I love how she put the little tissue paper
Mhm.
grass in there, and she cut apart the wreath, which would kill me, but she did it. It's like, if you're given a wreath like that, you don't mess with it. That's my opinion, but I like how she made it that, and she opened up the box, and
That's really sweet.
isn't that cute? Yeah, and so it's a card, kind of like a pop-up card, and a little tag that she did over here. All right, so this is Lynn Dunn. I always look at her work. She always does amazing things. And she just really just used all the different pieces. Now, this is the die that is in our in that little extra, and I'll show you the card that we're going to make tomorrow and Saturday. For those of you, actually, I don't know if I'll see any of you this weekend, but in case I do, I'll show you the card that we're going to make. But I love the way she used all the different elements in lots of different ways. Okay, and this is Nancy, and she just used the little bunnies. Lots of little bunnies all the way around. Totally different color palette, right? But you know, it makes it work. Oh, whoa. Okay, Shirley's is a little blurry too, but I like the way she used daffodils in the background, right? So that looked cute. That one was making me sick. Okay, this is Maria's. I couldn't figure out Maria's last name, but she made this. She's calling it an easel card, and it's multiple pieces. And I put the link right into the document so that you can take a look if you want to see exactly how she did it. But she, again, the wreaths, she took apart the wreath and she cut out the little chicks, and really elaborate, a lot more than I would do, but yeah, clearly she's a crafty lady. So again, the link is there. And how easy is this? She just cut a circle and must have just, sponged the inside of the card. And just like it, I thought, boy, how nice and easy is this, the way that she did this. So, and she used a little extra bunny and chick. Cute.
I have a hard time trying to cut apart the envelopes. They're so pretty.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know if she cut an envelope. That might be the back of the card base. One of the cards has that in the back. But yeah, I know it can be hard. And that's it. So those are the 10 samples I had for you today. Thank you.
Very
Very,
nice.
very nice.
So thank you for joining me again for the paper pumpkin, and I look forward to seeing next month's. Those yeah, there's a couple more days for people to sign up to get that. I don't know what date next month I will do the kit. I may actually do it at the end of this month. I haven't decided yet, but obviously, well, I'm going to be away and then I have surgery. So
Right.
I will let you know, but I'm sure I will be putting together the kit at some point. So I'll try to get something out there. But until then,
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
thank
Great.
you all for
Bye.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.